Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mediocre Takes podcast, the podcast where we disagree on stuff apparently, because we disagreed on this episode.
Can I say
Yeah?
I took that bathroom break because I had to reset mentally.
Oh my
I need you to
god.
know that. I heard what you said and I had to leave my room.
I literally, so I said I actually kind of like this, and Mel was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I was asking them, why didn't you like this? And I was like, I feel like you're dodging the question. I literally said that, and they just left.
I was shocked, honey.
Yeah, today we're doing Teen Titans Go. Let's just get into it.
Well, actually, before we get into it, I have a couple questions for you, Marco. Have you watched the original early 2000s version?
Yes, I have. I definitely watched it when I was a kid, but I rewatched it a few years ago also.
Did you also watch the movie?
No, I did not.
Anyway, where were you when you first heard about this reboot? Paint the picture for me.
Maybe I was in middle school? Were we in middle school?
Yeah, probably. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
Mel and I are around the same age, you guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in middle school, and I'm pretty sure I watched a little bit of it when I was in middle school, but I'm pretty sure I did not like it when I was in middle school. So,
Okay, okay. We had the same first reaction. I think when I first heard of it, I was at my neighbor's house and she was like, "Oh, Teen Titans is on." And I was like, "Oh, Teen Titans, that's so cool." Because like you, I watched the original one when I was a kid and we went to her living room and what I saw on that television was not Teen Titans. And I was like, that's really interesting. Can we build this puzzle?" And she was like, "Yeah, okay." So we stopped watching that and we built a puzzle.
wow. Wow. Listen, okay, here's my thing. I get it.
So we'll just start. Episode. Okay, I should also mention I struggled to write a short recap for these episodes. So much happens and nothing makes sense. Okay, episode 1. In a ploy to get some time alone, Raven sets the others off to collect the ingredients to make a magical sandwich. After they assemble it, the maggot eats it.
Okay, I get that the show is like pretty random, and that's kind of the joke, but I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought it was fine. Okay? Matt has such a disappointed look on their face. I love how the show Raven is watching is called Pretty Pretty Pegasus. Speaking of Raven in this episode, she has a pet named Silky Soft, and I want to know what the fuck is Silky Soft? Was that from the original, or am I missing something here? It
It,
looks
I
weird, and I'm confused.
It had to have been, and I don't recall, but if we're placing bets, it was probably some sort of alien species that had to do with Starfire.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming too. I was going into this show thinking I wouldn't like it, right? And I don't love it. Hell, I don't even think I like it that much. I just think it's okay. That's my final opinion on this show. I know a lot of people don't like what they did with the characters, but I actually don't mind that much. Like, I do not give enough fucks. For a show that's trying to not be serious and for a show that's trying to not be Teen Titans, I think it does an okay job. I kind of like how weird the characters are in this. Especially Robin, he's super awkward when he's at the supermarket. And I'm just happy I get to see more of Starfire because I really missed her.
Right. So I literally cannot believe that they started off the reboot of a beloved and iconic early 2000s Cartoon Network cartoon by making Raven a Pegasister. I think the funniest part of this episode was Raven giving Robin a coupon. And that wasn't even a joke. The non joke part of the joke show was the funniest part. Everyone was annoying in this. But I think I'm most annoyed at them making Gar annoying because his personality makes it easy to make him annoying. But every version I've seen of him has written him very well, except for this show. And that is truly tragic. The one positive about this pilot episode that I could say is that it did do a good job setting up the personalities and the vibe that this reboot is gonna have. So good on them for that, I guess.
I figured out why I don't care. Why we have such different opinions.
Okay.
I'm not as attached to Teen Titans as I feel like most people are.
I'm not even that attached to it. You know what? Okay. Remove the fact that the original cartoon was amazing. It was fucking brain rot. What do you want me to say? It felt like I had maggots in my brain when I was watching. Like each episode, I was sitting there like, what is happening to me? Like I genuinely, it felt like the life was leaving my body, and I felt this like level of apathy that I usually only get when I hear men complaining. Okay, episode 2. After Cyborg mentions he wants an expensive game for his birthday, Beast Boy gets a job. Frustrated at his friend for working on his birthday, Cyborg gets into a fight with Beast Boy. The rest of the Teen Titans take down a grandma? Once again, the plot was very. There wasn't a plot in this, but like, I didn't know how else to like write down what happened in less than a paragraph.
Again, this show's very random equals funny, which is not good.
Yeah. It's not good,
Um,
Marco.
hey, I don't think it's okay. I think it's fine. That's my opinion. Okay. I like how Starfire doesn't know her own strength and ends up crushing Robin's hands. Cyborg was kind of an asshole of a friend in this because why would you make fun of your friend for getting a job? Like, I'm high key judging Cyborg because of this moment. Hashtag not my Cyborg.
Oh, okay. So now suddenly you care about the characters. Anyway, I almost skipped this episode because of how irritating Cyborg was.
Mhm. I feel like the joke of Starfire not understanding Earth customs is getting kind of old. I don't remember how often that kind of joke was in the original Teen Titans, but I feel like it was definitely there sometimes at some points, I think.
It wasn't every 6 seconds, I can tell you that for free.
Yeah, but like here it's just over and over again.
These characters are very one dimensional, Marco.
Yes.
But yet, this show was just fine. Anyway, immediately when I saw Mother May I, which, okay, gonna be honest, the name is a little silly, but the moment I saw her with that pie, my first thought was Tree Trunks from Adventure Time. Also, the whole pie thing made no sense. What was the whole thing that she was stealing people's clothes and hair and baking it into pie? Like they were implying that she was cooking the humans, but then at the end, she didn't cook the Teen Titans, but like it had their hair and clothes in it. That is one of my main issues with this show is the amount of plot holes in it. Like a show can be silly, goofy, it can be episodic, and you can still have sustenance to it, you know? The house can have bones, you know? And this house does not have bones.
I feel like I need to commit to the bit.
I know. I actually think that would have made this episode one that I slightly enjoyed,
Hmm.
especially if it's episodic. Like, kill them. Who cares? They'll come back.
Yeah.
Also, okay, if they were to be killed, it could have they could have somehow linked it to the fact that Raven can fucking clone people, which is in a next episode. But whatever. But whatever. Haha, laugh funny. We thought she killed people and put them into pies, but actually it's just a clothes and hair. Haha. Anyway, episode 3. Fed up with Robin's passenger princess behavior, the Teen Titans refuse to drive him anywhere. Robin goes to get his license, but chooses to be a getaway driver. This episode is really confusing once again.
To be honest, I was kind of surprised when it turned out that Robin knew the whole time he was being a getaway driver. But that begs the question, why didn't Robin do anything about it sooner? And also, why did the driver's instructor not keep quiet about it? So let's say Robin didn't know the whole time. If the driver's instructor never said anything. Uh oh. Uh oh. Mal?
Are
Uh
you
oh.
gone?
Uh oh.
You're loading. And he's here to do his business with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
Okay, we're back. My Wi-Fi cut out again. This happens so often. I'm so mad about it. But we're
It
just
cut
gonna move
out
on.
because it fucking hates the show.
Yeah. The last time this happened was during our Dark Knight Returns review, I think.
Was that when? Oh no, wait a minute. When was the one where we recorded the whole thing and then we were like, oh no, wait, we didn't record.
I don't know. I'm so tired of this, Mel.
It's only happened a handful of times, but it's always so devastating.
Yeah. And I remember one specific time the recording was deleted. Most of the times the recording is still saved, but I remember there was this one specific time where we had to start all over. I don't want that to happen again. Anyways, let's just continue with Teen Titans Go. Let's say Robin didn't know that he was being a getaway driver. If the driver's instructor never said anything, then he could have gone away with it. You know? That just didn't make sense to me. Also, I love that Robin crashed the Batmobile.
Okay, yeah. This episode very frustrating to me. That ending was so frustrating to me. Really all I have to say about this episode is that I loved that Jonah Hex's face was on the casino, and that's it. Okay, episode 4. Raven's dad comes to visit, and everyone but Raven seems to like him. That opinion changes after he demands his daughter kill them all. The Titans team up to banish him.
I really like the flashbacks of Beast Boy's and Cyborg's childhood. I just love how Cyborg's parent is a toaster.
You like that? You
Yeah, I
thought
thought
that
it
was
was
funny?
funny. Yeah, I thought it was
Okay.
okay.
Once again, I have to clarify. I'm not even a big Teen Titans fan, but the fact that they made Cyborg's dad a toaster instead of an emotionally negligent scientist who turned his son into a half robot because he refused to let him die after a very traumatic lab accident that killed his wife and Cyborg's mother, it was a choice.
I didn't even know that about Cyborg, to be honest.
Well, now you know. And they made his dad a toaster instead, implying that his mother fucked a toaster. So that's interesting. I didn't laugh at this, but I did grin when Raven threw Silky out of the window. And also, Marco, interesting how you didn't bring up how Starfire is just talking black.
What? I didn't connect the dots until like 5 seconds after you said that.
Okay, the issue with this Starfire is not black. They somehow
Yeah.
made Starfire white,
Hmm.
but then she talks black in this, and it made
Yeah.
me very uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's weird.
These writers were like, "Oh, how do the kids talk?" And then they just like saw a bunch of white kids doing AAV and was like, "Okay,
Hmm.
write that down."
Yeah. Yeah. That's so weird. What?
Yeah, but according to you, the show is just fine.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
all right. Episode 5. So, okay. Cyborg fucks around with cloning until the tower is overrun by clone cyborgs and Beast Boys. Plot twist, the cyborg and Beast Boy they thought were the originals aren't, so they locate the real ones who initiate their contingency plan to remove the clones. That's all I got.
I like how Cyborg is generally scared of Beast Boy when he's playing the what's it called? Caveman and Dinosaurs game. That was nice. That's it.
This is the episode where I actually started getting frustrated at the show because how the fuck is Beast Boy just gonna learn to do dark magic on a random afternoon after reading Raven's book? The best way I can describe the structure of these episodes' storylines is the opposite of yes anding, but that's literally the best way I can describe it. Episode 6. Incel Robin kidnaps Starfire's date, Speedy, and impersonates him to get her to hate him. Speedy escapes and attempts to ruin the date, but is stopped by Robin. Robin ends up telling Starfire the truth anyway, and she chooses to go on a date with the voice in Robin's head. Do you understand how hard it is to write
Yes,
the
I get it.
recaps for these
I get it.
episodes?
I get it. Robin is a fucking weirdo in this, and that made me uncomfortable. He totally had it coming when Starfire hit him. Also, Starfire going out with the disembodied voice was just a bit too much for me.
Yeah, yeah. So, speaking of weird incel-ish choices, what was up with that mop lady? Like, they just put melons in a shirt? Like, and put some lipstick on it? Like, okay. Yeah, also, I didn't like the narrator's voice. And him, okay. I don't like the voice in general. It sounded not narratory, I guess, is the best way I can say it. Also, him ending up going on a date with Starfire felt weird because, okay, I'm getting into the thick of it, but like she's a teen. And that was definitely the voice of an adult. And I'm looking way too deep into this, but there was literally nothing else to digest in this episode. So I really focused on that fact, and it made this episode even more uncomfortable.
We are totally on the same wavelength most of the time because the moment you start mentioning the disembodied voice, I was like, wait a minute, Starfire's a teenager. And like, I was literally thinking that before you said it. So, sometimes we are on the same wavelength. I just had to mention that.
And last thing, the funniest thing they could have done was make Starfire have a crush on Raven, but those cowards were too weak. Like, maybe there are issues with this, but I will always think the whole like guy goes all out to impress a girl, but later finds out she's a lesbian is actually so funny.
Overall, I think this is okay. I won't be continuing this show because I'm honestly not that interested in it and I don't really care for it. But again, I don't really care for it, you know? Some of the jokes were weird, but I still think this is an okay show.
This isn't for me, and that's okay. I knew going into this that I wouldn't like it. I just didn't expect it to be actual brain rot. My biggest issue wasn't the fact that this was an extreme reboot, it was the fact that it made no sense. Like, this being an episodic show for kids isn't an excuse for every episode to be a nothing burger and have no consistency. This felt like a stereotype of what boomers think of when they hear the word cartoon. I think the only thing I really liked from this show were all the little background pictures and items that were DC character themed. This is a show that you watch when you don't want to think, and that's just not my type of genre. So I most definitely will never touch this show after today. It is completely possible that this show gets better or it has, like, for some reason, really good episodes, but I'll never know because I'm never watching it again.
Anyways, you guys, that's our thoughts on Teen Titans Go. If you want to send us a voice message on Spotify for podcasters, so link in the description to do so below. We also have Instagram, Bluesky, TikTok that we started posting on, so go check it out, and YouTube channel, which will all be in the description. And that's everything, so goodbye.